Good afternoon. I love the energy in this room. I'm going to ask any of you who are sitting toward the edges, if they're open seats, could you kind of fill in the gaps so that some of the folks standing in the back might be able to grab a seat as well? We are going to get started. Colin, would you please call the roll to establish the continued presence of a quorum? We have just come downstairs from the closed session part of this meeting.
All right, Supervisor Arenas, absent. Supervisor Chavez, present. Supervisor Smidian, absent. Vice President Lee,
Present.
present. And President Ellenborg,
I am here.
present. We have a quorum, thank you.
Thank you very much. And I'm going to turn to our very new county council, Tony Lopresti, and ask if you would like to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. For those of you who have been to these ceremonial meetings before, we've got a special treat today. In addition to having a new county council in Mr. Tony Lopresti, we are going to welcome and perform a ceremonial swearing in for our new county executive, Mr. James Williams. Right, that's what we're doing now. Okay. So I'm going to say some things first. Just so you don't have the mic. I can do this here. A Greek philosopher once opined that change is the only constant in life. Some changes we eagerly anticipate, some occur with barely a notice, and there are those that we fear or dread. Fortunately, I will be talking only about the first type for the next few moments. For 13 years, Dr. Jeffrey Smith ably and colorfully led our county through both challenging and rewarding times. During all that time, another leader was expertly serving our county, developing his own set of skills as a member of the county council's office, a deputy county executive, and then as the county council. In all those roles, he achieved significant policy, legal, and financial wins as an advocate for our organization, successfully pushing the envelope on many issues that have supported the county's progressive policies and practices, and served as a mentor to dozens of young attorneys who were attracted to our county council's office due to the extraordinarily high quality of work that is done across all practice and issue areas. In many ways, James Williams has been preparing for this role for quite some time. He understands deeply how this organization operates and sees both areas for growth and avenues where we must continue to build on our successes. His unanimous selection by the Board of Supervisors is historic in that James is the first person of color appointed to serve in this role, as well as the first millennial. As the son, I do not know why that got a laugh. As the son of immigrants raised from India and Iran, who was raised by a single mother, James reflects the diversity of our county in many ways. Soft-spoken and thoughtful, but never reticent, I am confident James will develop an executive style that will demonstrate the well-deserved respect all of our employees merit, an unfaltering focus on providing the best possible services for county residents, and an ever-sharp eye toward what innovations we might employ to ensure all residents can improve their quality of life in ways in which we can't even imagine. And James is a very smart guy. He graduated summa cum laude from Princeton and holds a law degree from Stanford University. He has been honored as California's Lawyer of the Year, which is a significant accomplishment, particularly for a public sector lawyer. I first met James when I was a trustee for San Jose Unified School District. I came to his office to learn more about the successor agency to the redevelopment agency, and the TLDR on that is that with the end of redevelopment, while not met with joy by city governments, was good for school districts. He spent a great deal of time patiently explaining to me the very complicated system, and I left feeling not only a great deal smarter, but a little bit in awe of this young executive who took a lot of time to teach someone he didn't know, who didn't work for his organization, and wasn't likely to help him in any way. Thank you for that, James. Who knew what lay just a couple of years ahead? I have enjoyed working with you over the past 5 years, and I anticipate a continued strong relationship as you work to implement the priorities of the board, which I know you share. You are a human being of great kindness and integrity, and I believe our county will grow to new heights of success with your leadership. Before I administer your oath of office, I'd like to invite your beautiful family to join us at the podium. I think you are all here. James' wife, Marianne, his children. There they are. Jesse, Bunham, Susanna, Bunham. Bumman. Thank you. It is Persian. Let's see if I get the rest right. Jesse, Bowman, Susanna, Anahita. We started with Marianne. And Della Fruz Williams, James's mom. Oh, I didn't need that mic. We are super well organized here, so. This is on? Now this is on. There we go. Oh, beautiful. So please raise your right hand. So you want to come where you can see your dad? I'm so happy to know. I, James Williams, do solemnly swear or affirm
I, James Williams, do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
Ladies and gentlemen, and all individuals who are part of the County of Santa Clara, I present to you our new county executive, Mr. James Williams.
Thank you all so much for being here. I am just going to share a few words. You all will be hearing plenty from me over the years at these meetings and in many other forums. But I first just wanted to acknowledge my family and just say how it's been an incredible journey with my wife, Mary Ann. We've been together for 20 years, married for almost 17. I want to acknowledge my mother, Dilafruz, who, as a university professor, immigrant to this country, single mom, raised me with such a deep commitment to public service. Her lifelong passion for public education and civic engagement is what really carried me into this domain, and she's had such an extraordinary influence on my life. I want to acknowledge my 4 beautiful kids. Jesse, who was 13 months old when I started at the county, nearly 13 years ago, and has lived with me through all the different elements of different jobs and different things at the county. Bumman, who was 3 weeks old when I had the honor of arguing on behalf of the county the redevelopment case in front of the California Supreme Court. Susanna is always such a wonderful joy, and Anahita, who's no longer so little, but always has a special place in my heart. I also want to thank my Aunt Gulnar is here, and the person we call Grandma, Adokta, is here. She's taken care of me from the time I was little, and she's taken care of each of my kids and has done so much for me. And I just wanted to say one word about her and my aunt and my uncle, Percy. And they've lived here in the Bay Area for a long time. I grew up in Portland, Oregon, but they lived here, and I spent my summers here in this area, learned how to drive here in this area, spent my winter breaks here in this area. And so my connection to Santa Clara County and the reason that I'm here geographically is really because of them. I really want to thank the board. Thank you, President Ellenberg, for those lovely remarks, but to each one of you on the board, you have provided this county with such bold, visionary leadership. It is an extraordinary honor to be in a position of such trust that you've placed in me to help fulfill and implement your policy goals and objectives for the benefit of this community, to be in a position to serve this organization and this community in this way. And it is just an incredible privilege to have that trust and confidence from each of you. So thank you for this opportunity, and thank you for the extraordinary service that you provide this community and the leadership that you provide this organization. And I want to thank our employees. It's fitting that today is Employee Excellence Awards Day, and a time when we honor some of the extraordinary employees in our organization. It is just an incredible gift to be able to serve alongside all of our extraordinary employees. And I want to especially acknowledge our senior staff leadership here in the county. Truly talented, gifted, committed individuals, from our Chief Operating Officer, Greta Hansen, to the entire rest of the senior team, the department heads. It's really wonderful to be able to work together with all of you to support our employees and the services that we provide. What we do at the county I've come to love so much, the mission and the people here. Each one of our 23,000 plus employees has their own story of service, what called them to this organization and this place and this time, and the commitment that they provide to come together as an organization to serve our community. For me, public service was a vocation and calling from the time I was very, very young. I knew I had a deep passion for government. I talked a bit about some of where that came from my mother, but I've always been kind of a government geek and interested in the workings of government and in budgets and policy and how to make things work and solve problems and help support our community. It's been a passion of mine for a long time, but I feel like I've found my home here in Santa Clara County in this organization, and I know that's true for so many of you. And that's just a wonderful gift that this place has, something so unique about this county organization. And I also know that so many of you share a commitment to excellence in public service, which is something that I'm also really passionate about, and ensuring that we provide the very best services we possibly can to those in most need in our community, because that is at the very core of what counties are about, but especially this county, what the County of Santa Clara is about. And a commitment to service with integrity. And what I mean by that is true to our values, to addressing issues like disparate impact and making sure that our services are really there and working for the most vulnerable families in times of great crisis. We have integrity or values in standing up to the federal government or the state or others when those values have been challenged in the past. We have a commitment to making those values a reality through innovation and through excellence and through creative, collaborative problem solving as a county organization. And so I feel very fortunate to be in this role, to work with all of you, to work with our broader community, to work under the leadership of this board, to help each and every day make our community that much better, to work each and every day for the benefit of those families who need us the most, and to work each and every day to support our employees in delivering that excellence supportive service to the very best of my ability. So thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to the rest of today's agenda where we're going to commend and recognize some of those excellent employees and many other folks who are very, very worthy of our commendation and attention. Thank you.
Item 10 is to consider whoops, that just flipped off my screen. Item 10 is to consider recommendations relating to certificates of appreciation, commendations, and proclamations. May I have a motion to approve item 10?
So moved.
And a second?
Chavez?
Thank you very much. Colin, let's vote on this item, please.
Supervisor Arenas.
Yes.
Supervisor Chavez.
Yes.
Supervisor Simonian. Vice President Lee.
Aye.
And President Ellenberg.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We will now begin to make those commendations and proclamations, and I'm going to begin with item 11A, which is to present a commendation for the County of Santa Clara Facilities and Fleet Department. So come on up. Got lots of space up here. Come on. All right, welcome. Today, I am so delighted to present a commendation to the County of Santa Clara's Facilities and Fleet Department, specifically the Fleet Management Division. Their achievement is nothing short of exceptional, as the County of Santa Clara has been ranked 6th in the entire nation among top 50 leading fleets. This commendation holds even greater significance as it marks the county's second consecutive Top 50 Leading Fleets Award, and we have impressively improved our ranking from 12th in 2022 to 6th in 2023. You know what that means for 2024. I'm sure I'm not the first one to mention that. Beyond this remarkable accomplishment, fleet management has made a lasting impact on their staff, customers, and the communities they serve. Their leadership has guided them through many challenges, and their vision and direction has been evident in every aspect of their operations. Let us take this moment to recognize and applaud every individual up here within the Fleet Management Division. Their unwavering dedication, hard work, and collaborative spirit should be an inspiration to all of us. At this time, I would like to welcome Director Jeff Draper and Fleet Manager David Worthington to accept the commendation. So what we're going to do, so everyone knows the logistics, is that we're going to turn this way for a moment for a photo op without the podium in the way. And then I'm going to get out of the way and let you two speak. But I think a photographer is going to magically appear over there. No, let's do the photo first because we've already turned around.
Okay, I need everyone to back up against the podium, and everyone needs to be as close to each other as possible. Very much, and even if there's some people who want to kneel.
And the
My colleagues, the board of supervisors. Yeah, right now, I can't fit everyone. Okay, right now, we need people to kneel down in front, and I need taller people in the back, shorter in front.
That really means younger people in front.
Hey there.
Back with the glasses, if you could go this way, just kind of lean in, and then, okay, you're good now. Just don't move, go back, stay right there. I think I can see everyone now. Okay, right here.
People behind us today. Such great work. I won't sit here and say too much. I'm going to introduce you to the guy who's really leading the division, Mr. David Worthington. He's been with us for 2 years, and twice so far he's landed on this list. So expect great things next year, right? Okay.
Thank you. The main thing I'd like to say is nothing happens without great teamwork. And everybody you see up here is just a portion of our overall team. The work that they put in every day to benefit the county as an organization as well as all the communities we serve is amazing. They get up, they come to work, they do a great job, and most importantly, they care. Without the people behind me, we could not have been successful in 2 years in a row in being named a top 50 leading fleet. So please give these people a round of applause. They make me look really good. Thank you.
Item 11B is to present a commendation for Juanita Morales Aresti. She retired during the pandemic after 7 years as the director of the San Jose Veterans Center. It says 17. Thank you very much. I misread that. And Vice President Lee will make this presentation.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. As mentioned by President Ellenberg, we are certainly honored to present this commendation to Juanita Morales Uresti. But before I add my comments on Juanita, I just want to recognize and thank Alberto Carrillo, sitting right here in the front, senior, for bringing this long overdue recognition to our attention. Thank you, Alberto. Well, this commendation is a celebration of Juanita's incredible career, where she worked to improve the conditions of abused children, teenagers, and veterans suffering from PTSD. Juanita's journey began in her native state of Texas, where she embarked on her early career as a clinical social worker for the Amarillo VA Medical Center. She worked with combat vets and mental health clinic, providing support to individuals who desperately needed it. Juanita's commitment went well beyond language barriers, doing therapy sessions in both English and Spanish, ensuring that no veterans were left behind or unsupported. Her passion to support individuals also did not stop at veterans. She worked tirelessly with the Texas court system as a forensic interviewer, supporting sexually, emotionally, and physically abused children. Her dedication and empathy extended to inmates suffering from PTSD, drug and alcoholic addiction. In October 2005, Juanita joined the San Jose Vet Center, assuming the role of director and supporting the center's daily operations. Under her leadership, the center provided job opportunities, housing services, education, and comprehensive health services for veterans in need. Her work and the people she inspired were instrumental in the San Jose Vet Center being recognized as the #1 vet center in the country in 2020. So today, we not only celebrate Juanita's service to our county and country, but also acknowledge her inspiring journey, becoming a role model for young women in San Jose. Her dedication, passion, and unwavering commitment to improving the lives of others that deserve our utmost admiration and respect. Well, Juanita, on behalf of our grateful community in Santa Clara County, congratulations to an exceptional 22 years of selfless service. We're so happy to honor you today. Okay, now turn this way. And now, board member, please, colleagues, come on down.
May I ask my veterans that are in the audience to come up here?
Oh, yes, of course.
Please, all my veterans that are in the audience, my staff, come on up here so that you will be in the picture also. You can have a picture with Richard. My husband is a Vietnam veteran also. If he would come up here, please. Mr. Bejarano. please come up here so you'll be in the picture too.
So let me just give you a hug and say, well done.
Thank you so much.
Okay, you're right in the middle.
I'd like to say a few words, especially to my comrade veterans that made the effort to be here today. The years of service that I provided you and to our female veterans have been very emotional for me. You are my family away from my family. I think about you and I pray about you on a daily basis because I know what living with post-traumatic stress disorder is. And I know the many traumas that you relive on a daily basis. When a veteran, male or female, steps into the San Jose Vet Center, the first thing that comes into my mind is, I remember the children's fable, Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty together again. And that is what we work towards in helping the person become the individual he was prior to serving the military. I have a book that I would like to refer you to that speaks of the traumas. And in this book, Mr. Witzel included Robert Peña, one of our #1 counselors at the Vet Center, Maria Bookman-Yoke, and myself, relating to what PTSD does to an individual. Because you come back from the war zone thinking, oh, it's going to be great, I'm going to be a civilian again. But it's not. In your mind, you are a warrior. So I would recommend, I don't have time to go into it, otherwise I would. It's Tracer Rounds, The Last 100 Yards by Warren P. Witzel. Thank you very much, and thank you, veterans, for being here.
Thank you. Our next commendation will be presented by Supervisor Chavez for Melina Jovanovic. She retires after 24 years of service to the county.
All right, Melina, give her a round of applause as she approaches. I'm so excited to be able to have the honor of presenting this to you. So, Melina, for those of you who don't know her, has been working with the county for 24 years, but I actually found some information out about you as you were getting ready to prepare your commendation. Melina came to the United States from Belgrade, Yugoslavia in the early 1990s with her husband and her daughter, and prior to arriving to the United States, she worked with the Sociological and Criminological Institute in Belgrade. Melina began her career with the County of Santa Clara as a research analyst studying the status of local immigrants in our community. And the results were published in the year 2000 in 2 reports, Bridging Borders in Silicon Valley and Knowledge of Immigrant Nationalities, which showcase the diversity and many contributions of immigrants to Santa Clara County, and by the way, became reports that many, many organizations and institutions used to develop their work plans and thinking about how we were going to have a more inclusive community. She continued her work in support of immigrants with the Office of Human Relations, which many of you may know her from that. But I want to say a very special thank you to her and Teresa Castellanos, because much of the work they did, really focusing on the immigrant community, created the opportunity for us to actually begin an Office of Immigrant Affairs. And so often when you see leaders like, Teresa and Melina, what we start to understand is that research, numbers, diagrams, and deeply understanding the communities that we're in help with program design, create deep and meaningful relationships, and help us as a region and as a community, and frankly as an organization, be human in the way we provide services. And I have to say, I've seen you at 1,000 events. Like, you'll all of a sudden it's late at night, you're one of the last people there, and so are you. You too. I know, Melina's out there in the community. And so really for her contributions to both the development and foundation of the Office of Immigrant Affairs and all of the leadership and all of the kindness and all of the warmth and all of your generosity, and for that wonderful brain, I'm grateful. Thank you for your service. Thank you. You want to say a few words? Not even a word?
Too emotional.
Really? All right, well, we're going to take a picture because she's too emotional to talk to you all, but you understand that heart of gold, heart of gold. All right, we're going to do a group picture. If everybody could come down, my colleagues. Congratulations. Look at a picture.
Thank you. Congratulations to you.
Congratulations.
Representative.
Is that right? Now you can start giving them work while you're in retirement.
Yes.
Good. Scoot up right here.
Nema problem.
Nema.
We're going to do one more. This is the real one.
Yeah, well.
Step back. The two Congratulations.
Truly, thank you.
Supervisor Chavez will also present the next commendation. This one for the Special Olympics of Northern California for creating the opportunity for athletes to compete and excel.
I am so excited. Let's give them a round of applause to our Special Olympics. Welcome. So today, I have the privilege of presenting a commendation to the Special Olympics of Northern California for its comprehensive approach to inclusion and wellness and fostering growth and joy through sports and beyond. I want to welcome all the incredible athletes and staff who are here today. You've worked hard for many years to create an inclusive community in our region where people with and without disabilities can make connections, develop healthy lifestyles, and achieve success and experience in the joy of sports. Many of us know Special Olympics of Northern California, and this has been an incredible partnership with the county and with Special Olympics, and we're so grateful that they have been doing great work on our behalf on engagement with special needs children and adults and their families through health screenings, education, school partnerships, and leadership, which, by the way, includes incredible work they did during COVID-19. And they're also committed to helping people with intellectual disabilities learn new skills, achieve success, and build strong connections, not only with their friends and family, but allies in our community. Recent milestones of Special Olympics of Northern California have included hosting the Regional Spring Games, increasing the number of unified champion schools, offering 11 sports to more than 400 athletes, and hosting the 2023 Summer Games. Special Olympics in Northern California is committed to our community and to fostering meaningful connections that impact the health of our entire community, but particularly the Special Olympians. Your work, and this is why we're presenting this commendation, has enriched our entire community. And a quick question, how many of you are familiar with the Special Olympics? Excellent. So, yay, is that great? They know your work. And we're presenting this commendation to honor them. Myself and one of my colleagues on my staff, Jack, got a chance to go watch some of the events of the sports, and they were thrilling. I mean, I was blown away at how fast these folks were and how hard they just hung in there and fought for every square inch to get to those finish lines. And it was just such a great reminder, I think, to all of us that leaning in hard every day matters. And so to the Special Olympians, yay. And I'm going to invite Lisa, you're going to give us a few words. Let's give her a round of applause.
I'm Elisa Kessler. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for Special Olympics Northern California. I've been with the organization for 12 years. It's just one of those organizations when you start, it's really difficult to leave because there's so much joy. And I just want to thank the supervisors, the county executive, for all of your support of the work we do. The partnership we have with the county is so important to enrich the lives of children and adults with intellectual disabilities. We use the power of sports as a catalyst for change and for inclusion in health services, schools and education, and just the community at large. My staff here today, Paul and Zach, and then our athlete leaders, Evan, Justin, Daniel, and Kim. And I think it's most important for you to hear from an athlete leader, somebody who really embodies Special Olympics and receives the services that we provide on a daily basis. So, Kim?
I want to thank all the supervisors for giving us this award. We really appreciate it. And it allows local athletes like me and Justin and Daniel to be able to practice and compete in a whole array of sports. We had our regional games at Cupertino High School, very local. Our summer games was at Santa Clara University, also very local. And I'd love to invite all of you to come watch us compete next year. I'm imagining it will also be at Santa Clara University for summer games. I received my autism diagnosis late in life, and when I did, I found out I could join Special Olympics, which I immediately did, and there I finally found a place of acceptance, a place where I could belong. I actually made friends. I had fun learning all these different sports, and since then, I was in the athlete leadership program. I've been learning leadership skills, been speaking to lots of different places. I've been an MC now for a wide array of events. I got to introduce President Ellenberg over here at our summer games. We gave her a nice walk-up song. That was an awful lot of fun. So we're very appreciative to the county for their support and this award.
Thank you. So we're going to present you the commendation. Congratulations.
I'm going to take a picture if that's okay. So if I can ask my colleagues to come down for a photo. Great.
You made it so fun for me. Shake it up.
You need to have that every time you come in here.
This is a new board policy. Thank you.
Those are real?
She's official.
Yeah, true, good bucks. Fancy camera.
Of course. Well done, Lisa. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Our final commendation is going to be presented by the county executive for Bobby Bukat as she retires after 29 years of service.
Bobby Bukat dedicated 29 years of exemplary service to the County of Santa Clara. She's been an exemplary employee of the Public Defender's Office since 1994. Bobby's career started with the Transportation Agency before it became VTA. She joined the Public Defender's Office as an account clerk too, then promoted to executive assistant, then administrative support officer, and finally, her hard work and dedication to the department paved the path for her to assume the role of Administrative Services Manager 3. Bobby was instrumental in transitioning the department toward paperless case openings, which allowed the department to cut costs and promoted employee morale. Bobby has been a source of inspiration and growth for those fortunate to have crossed paths with her, and she has done so without any desire or expectation of recompense or recognition. She helped address the department's staffing challenges by partnering with the Social Services Agency Paid Work Experience Program to onboard program participants and provide them with the necessary training towards a job opportunity with the county. However, it was during the unprecedented challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic that best illustrates Bobby's unwavering commitment to the county and the services we provide our clients. She led the department with compassion and empathy for support staff as they continued to provide essential legal services to our clients. She conducted a survey of support staff to gather their input and ensure staff had the resources needed to support our clients and provided staff updated information about COVID-19 safety measures. She successfully transitioned the department to a hybrid work model and provided the resources and support for essential staff to feel safe while working on site. Throughout her 29-year career, Bobby has exemplified the qualities the county values most: professionalism, dedication, and an unwavering commitment to the clients that access our county safety net services. Bobby's an inspiration to her colleagues for her calm demeanor under pressure, vast knowledge, and dedication to mentor and support the professional development of many public defender staff. Thank you for your leadership, compassion, and exceptional service to the county and our community. Congratulations on your retirement.
Thank you.
And she doesn't want to share any remarks.
Thank you. Thank you. Is it just confusing all of us?
It's showing up in it now.
Okay, sit down.
Thank you.
It's been an honor working with the town. I enjoyed my time. And I love what you guys and what the county executives for our community.
All right, we are getting set up right now so that our county executive can present certificates of appreciation to Employee Excellence Award honorees for August 2023. And before he gets going, because we've been doing this for a while and I know the chaos that erupts at the end, I want to take this moment now to invite all of you to join us on the back patio. The back patio for a reception in honor of our new county executive. Please join us at 5. Thank you. Oh, it's not going to be 5. It's 5 to 5. Please join us when this celebration ends and just move right on to the next one.
Thank you, President Ellenberg. We're now on to our Employee Excellence Awards, where we have an opportunity to recognize just a sliver of our extraordinary county employees throughout the year for their contributions to our departments, the service that they provide to the county and to the community. I'm honored to do this presentation for the first time and introduce our Excellence Award recipients for August. Today we'll hear inspiring stories about our colleagues from the Clerk of the Board, County Library, District Attorney's Office, Technology Services and Solutions, Department of Correction, Consumer and Environmental Protection Agency, Social Services Agency, and our County of Santa Clara Health System. So if the award recipients can please come up and join me in the seats to my right and left. And please do continue to clap and cheer and show your support for each presentation. For each award recipient, I'll call your name to stand beside me so I can read something your department provided about why you're being recognized today. Then you'll step around behind me and Supervisor Ellenberg will present the award and pose for a photo with you. Then you'll return to your seat here on the dais, and after everyone has received their award, we'll take a group photo with the board. So we'll begin with Alice Heemskirk, Senior Account Clerk. During her 23 years of service to the county, Alice has been more than just a colleague and a friend. To her teammates at the Clerk of the Board, she is a guiding light and always ready to lend a helping hand when needed. She is frequently sought after for her expertise in administrative matters, and regardless of the topic, her smile never falters as she graciously assists others. What sets Alice apart is her innate leadership. Even when faced with unfamiliar situations, she fearlessly takes charge, guiding her peers to resolution with her impressive problem-solving skills. Alice's attention to detail is impeccable. She ensures orders are received flawlessly and keeps the board on track when delays arise. Moreover, she goes the extra mile, managing deliveries and ensuring seamless services for all offices. Her willingness to help with any task further demonstrates her dedication, providing exceptional customer service to the team. And all the while, she maintains a positive outlook, caring for her coworkers and showing genuine respect for others. Her hard work, boundless dedication, and uplifting spirit have left an indelible mark on all of us. Thank you for all you do, Alice, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
We now have Luz Medina, Library Clerk. Luz Medina is the lead passport clerk at the Milpitas Library, where she ensures this important service for travelers runs smoothly and that patrons get the assistance they need, even after a pandemic hiatus created a host of potential pitfalls, and I know a bunch of pent-up demand. She was instrumental in making sure that the passport services restarted successfully, offering thoughtful solutions to various logistical challenges due to a change in the service delivery model. Ultimately, she helped reinstate all the services that had been previously available. Luz trained a new team of passport clerks. She has a knack for knowing when her staff needs assistance and when they are best left to work on their own. She often goes the extra mile to make sure patrons receive the best service possible, reaching out to those on wait lists to accommodate their requests. When she's not in the passport office, she supports the circulation team with a solid, knowledgeable, and friendly attitude. She makes herself available to help our Spanish-speaking customers, often taking them over to the adult or children's reference desks to ensure they receive help. She's flexible, dedicated, and a pleasure to work alongside. Congratulations. Melody Murphy. In 2018, criminalist Melody Murphy joined the District Attorney's Office assigned to the Joint Latent Fingerprint Firearms Unit of the Crime Laboratory. Melody's position came with a specific mission to combat gun crimes in Santa Clara County, and she's done so with unparalleled determination and expertise. Melody immersed herself in extensive training and qualification, mastering various essential skills, including DNA collection, ballistic imaging, trajectory reconstruction, and more. Melody's dedication has provided real-time information linking different shooting crime scenes, aiding our law enforcement's efforts to keep our streets safe. Her professionalism, honesty, dedication, and unwavering integrity inspire all who have the privilege of working with her. Her efforts have made Santa Clara County safer, and her impact will resonate in our community for years to come. Beyond her remarkable career, Melody and her husband Travis love to travel and have a passion for Monster Jam events and their gaming adventures with friends. Congratulations on receiving this award. Adam Beal. Adam is a network engineer with technology services and solutions who has been a county employee for nearly 2 decades. He recently took on the Herculean task of leading the effort to install the network system at the new Tasman campus. The effort involved designing the network, specifying the hardware, deploying the equipment, and bringing the network system into 3 newly constructed buildings. Without hesitation, Adam led the design and delivery of the project, getting it done ahead of schedule, despite a slew of obstacles, such as delayed delivery of equipment and network closets. Adam's knowledge, experience, determination, and diligence have also contributed to numerous successful deployments and maintenance of critical network devices within the county's health system. Adam always makes himself available during the off hours and the weekend when his expertise is needed to support our highly demanding health system customers. A true team player, he also provided valuable hands-on cross-training to staff from other departments and extra help aspiring to become future network engineers. Congratulations, Adam. Elizabeth Gavaret. Liz has been with the Consumer and Environmental Protection Agency for 5 years as an accountant too. She has shown great dedication and exemplifies many of the county's core values. The agency's 6-person fiscal team was down 3 members over the past year, and Liz's willingness to take on a greater role was invaluable. She went above and beyond by creating training videos to help new and existing staff learn how to do the tasks she helped carry out. Liz is a master at process improvement. She continually looks for opportunities for improvement and almost always finds a way to do things more efficiently and reliably with the help of technology. One of Liz's core functions is performing payroll for SEPA, which comes with constant requests, questions, and changes from staff at all levels. Agency staff know these questions will receive a quick and friendly response. Liz's approachable and engaging manner has made staff feel comfortable asking for help and willing to receive feedback on how to perform tasks themselves next time. Congratulations, Liz. Lilia Roxas. Lilia, an accountant assistant with the Senior Nutrition Program, exemplifies public service in her outstanding daily work. Lilia possesses a wealth of knowledge and applies it to solving complex problems. She ensures that the program complies with county standards and accounting regulations, meticulously reviewing reports and invoices to confirm everything adheres to the county's policies and procedures. Lilia's approachable and collaborative nature makes her an exceptional team player. She treats everyone with respect and professionalism, fostering a positive and inclusive work environment. Her dedication to serving others is unwavering, and she consistently goes above and beyond to meet customers' needs. Lilia maintains constant communication with community partners in various county departments, earning their trust and establishing strong relationships. Her initiative, passion, dedication, and subject matter expertise make her an invaluable asset to the community. Congratulations, Lilia. Aaron Weinstein. Today, we celebrate an exceptional individual who has made a tremendous impact on behavioral health services. When Aaron joined the department, he embarked on a challenging journey during a period of intensive implementation for the new electronic health record system, MyAvatar. With unwavering determination, he assumed a leadership role and skillfully facilitated the integration of the county system with the numerous county contracted providers. Aaron's ability to grasp and manage the intricate details involved with the implementation was integral to the project's overall success. Aaron's positive and proactive approach to problem solving sets him apart. Through his collaborative nature, he has gained the trust and reliance of everyone on his team. Every day, he shows up with enthusiasm to help propel the department forward. We thank you for your work ethic, your efforts, and your dedication to improving our county services. Congratulations, Aaron. Philip Kelly. Phil is an essential member of the facilities team at Valley Medical Center, where he works as a carpenter. he is committed to providing efficient and professional service. Phil understands the various needs of the hospital's departments and works with staff and department managers to find solutions, always exhibiting respect and consideration for his colleagues. Phil consistently provides outstanding customer service and takes pride in his work. His diligence ensures a smoother workflow for hospital departments and for their patients. His honesty and integrity have allowed him to work in sensitive areas by himself. Phil always looks to do his job in the most cost-effective way. He finds innovative solutions when diagnosing and completing carpentry repairs throughout the hospital campus. Phil's gained the respect of both facilities coworkers and hospital employees. He's always willing to pitch in to help his colleagues. Having a talented and dedicated employee like Phil is beneficial not only to Valley Medical Center, but also to the diverse community we serve. Thank you, Phil. Thank you. And I also want to acknowledge we have one person who's not able to attend today, but I'm going to go ahead and read a little bit about him anyway, and that is Deputy Vincent Gonzalez, a correctional deputy who was assaulted by an inmate wielding a jail-made knife, keeping collected and assisting with detaining the violent attacker despite being stabbed in the back. The sudden, unprovoked attack occurred while Deputy Gonzalez was working a shift at the main jail during a time that inmates are out of their cells and participating in various programs. His dorm partner saw the attack and rushed the inmate to stop the assault. And Deputy Gonzalez, though injured, helped gain control of his attacker and secure him in restraints. Deputy Gonzalez, who is a former U.S. Marine, showed both physical and mental fortitude by resisting the armed inmate. He gave no thought to his injuries at the time of the incident, but only about himself and his partner's safety. Deputy Gonzalez continues to show courage and mentorship by coming into work every day and providing exceptional professional service to those in his care. He's been a reliable partner and friend to many in the department since 2008. Congratulations to him. Thank you all. A huge round of applause for all of these extraordinary employees. We're going to take a group photo, but it's so wonderful to hear these stories about just some of our many, many extraordinary employees here at the county. I was always the shortest kid.
And I'm the tallest. I'm sure we both weren't the one. Yes, you were just fine.
Everyone just trying to squeeze back just a little so you're not so far in front of everyone else. But you know exactly what to do. I'm not there. Let's, do you still this way just a tiny bit? And if you could move over just a little bit so you're kind of between your, Alice, you're fine. Okay. Okay. And then we're good. Everyone come in this way a little bit. Great. Okay. Right up here.
The end?
Again, please join us on the back patio to celebrate and welcome James Williams to his new role and meet his family. And we are adjourned.